recording this one pretty much like right after the last one. Because you know what? It's a class trial. I'm sick. And you know what else?
Let's begin with a basic explanation. If you can figure out who done it, then I'll punish everyone beside. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
You know, I don't have to.
Specifics of the victim.
Don't have to like narrate anything
First, we need
myself.
to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
Yoko's gloves.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
No, wait, that course is Kyoko. Roof wire. You're stuck here in the case will move forward. Choice but two. Alright, what's going on here? Shit. Huh.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Huh. I'm gonna prove it.
That Kyoko there. Okay, then prove it.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko there.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Thank God I missed that.
Then
Meant to right click there.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely...
This entire
I think it's like the
idiotic.
fake nails. It's like, how do you wear fake nails with gloves on?
The dead body
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. 'Cause that
What?
corpse is absolutely...
This
I hit
entire
that.
discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko... Okay, then prove it. Prove she's...
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Yeah, that is wrong. Dumbass.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails. Don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Oh, damn! Shorty just slammed him, bro.
Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Identify the victim. Everyone starts from there. Well, it's Mukuro.
If Kyoko really is still
Oh,
alive,
so then it'll be
then
technically.
who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
But we
Then
can.
there's nothing else we can do, right?
Huh? Can't identify. We can't identify the body.
Then who died? There's gotta be some... I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Oh.
And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
What?
And there's nothing else we can do, right?
If Kyoko really is,
Then who died? There's gotta be... I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond... And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Man, this game kind of gets on my nerves sometimes, man.
Then who died? There's gotta be... I don't think so. The face was... And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Holy shit.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Shut up!
Seriously? You really did something that humiliating?
Right.
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
That's the other mystery. So it's gotta be.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
It's a dog. Okay, wow, this is gonna be the easiest stinking Hangman's Gambit ever. Like, come on, man. All I gotta do is type the letter F and we're done.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo.
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the new mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Finding out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Thank you.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brain!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope! There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
No, I can't.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
Now the only suspects are now me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I had to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock, so the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
9 o'clock.
The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Yeah, didn't you give it to me? Probably not done now.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
10 p.m. 9 a.m. Alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30. The game has begun. Sprinklers. They activated at 7:30 and the body wasn't completely wet.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Yeah.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto...
Yeah, from 7 to...
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be...
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
There we go. Easy? I think so.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
Damn it.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko. You're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
Huh? Huh? What? But... Stop time. I hate when you say stuff like that.
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
Need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All you have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence. That should... Look, the body itself should make it glue. Man!
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! How can you say it wasn't...
This should prove it.
Flawless, bro. I'm cracked at this game, man. You see that? 0 damage.
Just remember
I
what
do
the
not
body
miss.
was like after the explosion. And you...
Yeah.
The top half of the body was wet, yes. but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
I was the only one without an alibi. And the Makuro's killer is. No, I refuse to believe that Kyoko murdered
I'd
someone.
just
That's
like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
oh
Which is
shit.
why I can't let that happen.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone.
Except you do.
This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
You definitely have a reason.
Trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
If it got moved.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
See, Tharp.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Like Kyoko said, the tar must have touched the body, right? The body.
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
Worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. Kyoko said, yeah.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Oh,
No, it's wrong.
man, I'm gonna roll this trial, bro.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
What was
What if,
camouflage?
after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Oh, chicken.
I got it!
Straight up fucking.
Chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood on the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
Wait.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Why? If you're trying to try.
looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh,
See? Pretty good idea, right?
no, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
One we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Yeah.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
Be sure of what actually happened last night. Thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
Sus.
The found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. To prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
No, I didn't mean to do that.
If he did have that
But-
knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's
Well,
no
I'm meaning to
question.
left click here, remember?
You took
Uh-oh.
that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Yeah, you are a horrible man. Establish that the coat was put on the body after the toast. Coat into the body.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question.
You took that knife.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Yeah.
The knife we found. It's the same one. It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that seals it. Makoto,
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer.
well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
Nice. Right. Man, I haven't lost a single point of health this trial.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
If you must stab twice in the same spot now, there's no way that's possible. Your body was written down for everyone to see. Yeah.
I got it! Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
The one explanation I can think of for the explosion. Here.
I got it!
It's gotta be that, right?
After the explosion, we found a fragment of something on the ground near the body,
Oh.
right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
It is part of a bomb.
Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Determine ultimately kill the victim. Need to concentrate.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Huh? Knife was a cover. Those other wounds on her body weren't fragmently leaves.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
One sec. I think open my handbook in the middle of this, yeah. Okay. Stab a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. Just had object as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered. Limbs that were at least several days old.
The
Alright.
victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The
Come
explosion
on.
didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
There was a cover-up and all those other wounds on her body weren't fresh, which only leaves.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Oh, I see.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't even...
Oh, yeah.
I bet we have to do the remembering
The
something.
victim had suffered countless wounds across her
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was
No. Get this. Man, I almost got it perfect.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
The hell
And
here?
more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Fuck it. All those other wounds on her body weren't fresh.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill her for...
Well,
Yeah. She was...
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
oh, yeah. According to the that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her
Fuck.
head.
Something. Bro, I got no idea here, bro. I might...
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Oh, I see, I see.
And it wasn't there's only...
Oh, yeah. According to the that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Hmm.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
No, fuck.
The explosion didn't kill her.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't there's only...
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire...
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
No, that's wrong.
There.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then... What was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object. As thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
Fuck.
Same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
Shut up.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Real murder weapon, sprinklers, particular. Titanium arrows?
I got it!
Oh wait, that ass?
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the Cobra attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
Shut
I'm
up.
not talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I'm here for doubting it. There's nothing but the secret. Bleed duct tape, woodblock key, titanium arrows.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
Just a titanium arrow. Wouldn't nearly be thick enough to find they used.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because it said the weapon must have been. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to you have no right!
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker. I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Oh, come on.
You don't sound
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about as. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
I didn't mean to shoot a damn bullet.
Back to no right!
I was gonna remember it.
The titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe. It seems like an arrow would just be
I
too thin.
did not click. I click and held. Holy.
Titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound
Well,
convinced.
because it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe. It seems like an arrow would just
What
be too thin.
the hell?
Talking back
It's not letting me do the fucking thing.
The titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because in the Monokuma, it said the weapon must have been about as thick. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
What? What?
to Master! You have no right!
Dog. It's getting real
The titanium,
fucking
it was in the
annoying.
dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about. It seems like an arrow would just be
No.
too thin.
No way.
You have
No way, man. It's not letting me do the stinking thing.
The titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about it. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
There we go.
back to you have no right!
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Oh, shit.
Shoot!
Titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the...
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Oh, okay, I see. So... they duct taped.
Titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about as thick. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Fuck.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
Okay, okay.
The titanium, it was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about as thick. It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
There we go. There we go.
Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Hey, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Oh,
What? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
It's
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
she's protecting me. I mean, she knew I was being attacked. She came to my rescue. Could that be when I mean, like you? She killed someone for me.
Enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait, I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Bianca, you should know better than anyone. What's that mean? The fuck? Come on, man. When the body was found. Holy
Those
shit.
words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
Yeah, he would.
Proof that you aren't the culprit.
But
Is that what you're saying?
You said a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
probably. Just gave a room key to Bianca, right? Which could mean.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
Alright, pretty
Proof
sure.
that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Okay, but like,
Those words you just spoke.
alright, let's check this shit. Jesse, when the body was found. Okay, Makoto wakes up to the morning announcement. Okay.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
She ain't the killer.
You should understand that more than anyone here.
Babe, it's definitely remembering one.
What are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You said I hid and then left the locker. Could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you...
Exactly what I said.
I'm not the. You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Those words you just...
Exactly. I'm not the killer. You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never hide.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
The fuck? Hate this shit. Alright.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what. I'm not the killer.
You should understand that.
It's actually getting hard.
Byakuya. What are you hiding?
Master would never.
There's proof that you aren't... Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory. You said I hid the evidence
and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than.
Byakuya.
Master would never hide.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
There we go. Fucking finally.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
So, no, that's not actually true. There's a clear contradiction. You told us. No, she slapped at this. She doesn't like her. Try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? It's something else. There's some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier. You feel for me and I die here. The mystery of the school. Can't let that happen. Just trap the mastermind is late for us. Mastermind's trapped. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko, but it's not really true. What can I do? What should I do? What should I? Mastermind's trapped. The victim was murdered. Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. The only one who knows it's a lie. The only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. Oh. I'm wrong. What do I do? I have to decide right here, right now. Oh, fuck. So real quick. I can't save. Buck. Oh, shit. This seems important. You know what? Let it slide. Made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. No way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Has to do with the mastermind's trap.
Does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What? It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Shit.
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
I hope I didn't fuck up. No way I did this wrong, bro. I hope I really hope I did something right, bro.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Hey, hold on! What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Buddy's hasty on it. Fuck. Oh shit. It's on me. Fuck. What? Think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. Got it all wrong. I didn't do it. Good job, everyone. Good job. Yep, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. This makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense. Makes perfect sense. Same as always. Just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way. Wait, why do I? Kyoko?
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Wait. Huh. Well, at least they got it right. So wait, I really did that to him. After school lesson. So I wonder if I like exposed Kyoko's lie, she would have got, and it still would have been right. But I guess the school secret dies Wait, what the fuck? Why was Chihiro on the screen? Was I rescued? Huh? Thought I was supposed to get crushed. So this ended. Huh? Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, what was that? Yeah, it had to be.
This is
Not your ego. Oh, there you go. Just some stupid virus from that stupid guy. Better blend it when he made my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this. Oh, yeah. Angry voice isn't gonna make it. Seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning. What was that?
In other words,
Saying is, he shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone. Got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit, in a way that's better than special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm not satisfied. I'm gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Fuck you gonna do now? Is he gone? Hey Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? What the hell is going on?
calm down.
It's okay, we're not being the ones trapped this time. Huh?
In other words,
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. What are you talking about?
so
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The fuck? Massive high school. Oh my god. Massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school that stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy brings in top students from every field imaginable. Government-funded school privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. Hundreds of years of tradition and sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It's built to raise hopes in the nation's future, which makes the name Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. 1, you have to already be attending high school. 2, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student can enroll here. The only way is if you're scouted by the school itself. Standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. What? Where am I? With my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. Body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what I was doing asleep here just now wasn't any classroom I've ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Gah. Yo. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together. And again, so wait, is this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream, I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. Vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Oh. Some kind of underground garbage pit. Heck of a situation to find myself in. That was just the beginning of problems. I'd be stuck in here till I wasted away and died. No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what happened. Alter Ego saved me. He used the last little bit of his strength to do it. I can't give up now, for myself and for my friend. Then my pursuit of survival began. First was to start looking for a way out of here. It's a rocket and a tank. Oh, hey. That's the rocket from the beginning of the game. Let's go to the door. Right, it's locked. How many times I pushed, pulled, or kicked it? Oh, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't gonna be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. So I had to look around for some food. Plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. That was pointless too. Because I searched for water. I'm gonna be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones. An all-around bad idea. Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. So no reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. Yeah, that's right, Makoto. You get him. In that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was cough like a motherfucker. Go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. The only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. I'm sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. did was sleep and sleep. Like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling from the sky. Fell from the sky was a sign, not exactly. Got a crunch. What the? So strange. Strange sound pierced my silent house, jarring me awake. Then I watched a pile of garbage jostled from an odd shape. Something falling down from over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? From the garbage room. A giant piece of trash just fell down here. I really stretched my hand out, whatever it was, and tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
Giant piece of trash. Rude. Before she emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. Hey, Shorty.
Smells awful.
Hey, aha. You got some noodles on your head. Kyoko? You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? It's obvious I'm here to help you. Glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk again once you're finished. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. In seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Woof, that really hit the spot. Now I got all the energy I need to keep going. Still haven't given up, then. Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is not all I'm good at. Well, it's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why have you come to rescue me? To pay a debt, or no, to atone. Atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. You knew that I knew. But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However,
Listen, it's not that I'm trying to make excuses, but it's the reason I had to survive it, no matter what cost. Reason you had to survive?
it's true.
Tell you everything. The reason I had to survive, so that I can do what I came to the school to do. What? Made up my mind. Don't help you. One very important reason. What the fuck? Reason for come to help. That's right, or at least I did once. Too recently, I've forgotten what it was. Forgot, but that's... Memory what my purpose was. Memory, that's amnesia? Yep. It was really true, you lost your memory.
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as we arrived at school? First thing. I'm talking about when we fainted, right? Fainted when I woke up, I was trapped here. Me too, when I woke up, a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect. Back on it, at one point my memory was gone. At that time I'd forgotten. I remember why I had come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. What would make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. Seems too much convenient. Are you saying that you lost your memory because... I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. Why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I could come up with. It's because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they wouldn't interfere with the mastermind plan. The mastermind just stole them from you? And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind, which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself the whole time. But if what you say is true, then why don't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What? Don't make it too big a deal of it. Just a possibility. Since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? Mastermind is one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around here. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. Why me? Because among everyone, you were the least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. No way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand.
Yeah, and I'm done, man. Yeah. Alright, I'm all saved. I just don't care anymore. Seemed like a good cutoff point. Bye-bye.